Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A document appraising the value of something, as for insurance or taxation. The classification of someone or something with respect to its worth. An expert estimation of the quality, quantity, and other characteristics of someone or something. Judged to be probable. An approximate calculation of quantity or degree or worth. An estimate of what it would cost. Judge tentatively or form an estimate of quantities or time. I estimate this chicken to weigh 3 pounds. A judgment of the qualities of something or somebody. Many factors are involved in any estimate of human life. The respect with which a person is held. A document appraising the value of something, as for insurance or taxation. A statement indicating the likely cost of some job. He got an estimate from the car repair shop. An approximate calculation of quantity or degree or worth. A judgment of the qualities of something or somebody. In my estimation, the boy is innocent. The respect with which a person is held. They had a high estimation of his ability. A document appraising the value of something, as for insurance or taxation. The act of judging or assessing a person or situation or event. The classification of someone or something with respect to its worth. An amount determined as payable. The assessment for repairs outraged the club's membership. The market value set on assets. A document of or relating to commerce. A document of or relating to commerce. The act of distributing things into classes or categories of the same type. A group of people or things arranged by class or category. The basic cognitive process of arranging into classes or categories. Restriction imposed by the government on documents or weapons that are available only to certain authorized people. The act of distributing things into classes or categories of the same type. A group of people or things arranged by class or category. The basic cognitive process of arranging into classes or categories. The act of distributing things into classes or categories of the same type. A group of people or things arranged by class or category. The basic cognitive process of arranging into classes or categories. An operation that segregates items into groups according to a specified criterion. The bottleneck in mail delivery is the process of sorting. The basic cognitive process of arranging into classes or categories. Grouping by class or kind or size. An appraisal that is too high. A calculation that results in an estimate that is too high. An appraisal that is too high. An appraisal that is too high. Too high a value or price assigned to something. A calculation that results in an estimate that is too high. An appraisal that is too high. Make too high an estimate of. He overestimated his own powers. Assign too high a value to. A rigorous or crucial appraisal. An appraisal of the value of something. He set a high valuation on friendship. Assessed price. The valuation of this property is much too high. An appraisal of the state of affairs. They made an assay of the contents. Make an effort or attempt. Analyze chemical substances. A quantitative or qualitative test of a substance, especially an ore or a drug, to determine its components, frequently used to test for the presence or concentration of infectious agents or antibodies, etc. A substance that is undergoing an analysis of its components. A written report of the results of an analysis of the composition of some substance. An appraisal of the state of affairs. A check on its dependability under stress. Be verified or confirmed. Pass inspection. These stories don't check. Make cracks or chinks in. The heat checked the paint. A mark left after a small piece has been chopped or broken off of something. Examine so as to determine accuracy, quality, or condition. Check the brakes. Develop a child's or animal's behavior by instruction and practice, especially to teach self-control. Become fractured. Break or crack on the surface only. Lessen the intensity of. Temper. Hold in restraint. Hold or keep within limits. The state of inactivity following an interruption. Held them in check. Find out, learn, or determine with certainty, usually by making an inquiry or other effort. Slow the growth or development of. A written order directing a bank to pay money. He paid all his bills by check. Be careful or certain to do something. Make certain of something. Mark into squares or draw squares on. Draw crossed lines on. Additional proof that something that was believed, some fact or hypothesis or theory, is correct. A mark indicating that something has been noted or completed, etc. As he called the roll, he put a check mark by each student's name. The act of inspecting or verifying. They made a check of their equipment. Something immaterial that interferes with or delays action or progress. The bill in a restaurant. He asked the waiter for the check. Put a check mark on or near or next to. Please check each name on the list. Be compatible, similar or consistent. Coincide in their characteristics. The handwriting checks with the signature on the check. Hold back, as of a danger or an enemy. Check the expansion or influence of. The act of restraining power or action or limiting excess. Abandon the intended prey, turn, and pursue an inferior prey. Arrest the motion of something abruptly. He checked the flow of water by shutting off the main valve. A textile pattern of squares or crossed lines, resembling a checkerboard. She wore a skirt with checks. Block or impede, a player from the opposing team, in ice hockey. Chess, a direct attack on an opponent's king. Consign for shipment on a vehicle. Check your luggage before boarding. Decline to initiate betting. Hand over something to somebody as for temporary safekeeping. Make an examination or investigation. Check into the rumor. Obstructing an opponent in ice hockey. Place into check. He checked my kings. Stop for a moment, as if out of uncertainty or caution. She checked for an instant and missed a step. Stop in a chase, especially when scent is lost. The dog checked. Verify by consulting a source or authority. Check the spelling of this word. Write out a check on a bank account. An appraisal based on careful analytical evaluation. An appraisal based on careful analytical evaluation. Act of ascertaining or fixing the value or worth of. An appraisal of the value of something. Act of ascertaining or fixing the value or worth of. Rank in a military organization. An appraisal of the value of something. Standing or position on a scale. A new appraisal or evaluation. A new appraisal or evaluation. A new appraisal or evaluation. A variety show with topical sketches and songs and dancing and comedians. Practice intended to polish performance or refresh the memory. A summary at the end that repeats the substance of a longer discussion. An essay or article that gives a critical evaluation, as of a book or play. Look at again. Examine again. Let's review your situation. Refresh one's memory. I reviewed the material before the test. A new appraisal or evaluation. Look back upon, a period of time, sequence of events, remember. She reviewed her achievements with pride. Hold a review, of troops. A subsequent examination of a patient for the purpose of monitoring earlier treatment. Appraise critically. She reviews books for the New York Times. Accounting. A service, less exhaustive than an audit, that provides some assurance to interested parties as to the reliability of financial data. A formal or official examination. The platoon stood ready for review. A periodical that publishes critical essays on current affairs or literature or art. Law. A judicial re-examination of the proceedings of a court, especially by an appellate court. An appraisal that underestimates the value of something.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.